Hello and welcome to News Plus on Virat Television. My name is Patience Sidi. The federal government has threatened the possibilities of opening the borders to cement importation if Nigerian cement manufacturers refuse to play ball on cement reduction in the country. The federal government said although it is aware of the macroeconomic challenges facing the country, some of the key components of the reducing of producing building materials, especially cement, are locally sourced and considered the recurring disproportion increase in the price of cement as unacceptable and unreasonable. The Minister of Housing and Urban Development Act, Mohammed Dangiwa, who made the declaration, said the key input materials for cement production, such as limestone, clay, silica, sand, and gypsum sourced within our borders, should not be dollar-rated. Dangiwa made this known in Abuja at an emergency meeting held with cement and building materials manufacturers. He said the price of gas that manufacturers are using as an excuse should not be because gas is a raw material found within the country. Also, the federal government says it has uncovered 32 routes through which food items are smuggled out of Nigeria. The revelation was made by the Vice President Kashim Shettima while making his address at a conference on public wealth management held in Abuja. The Vice President said on the midnight of Sunday, 45 trucks loaded with maize were intercepted while making their way to neighboring countries. Shettima, who acknowledged that Nigeria is passing through turbulent time, assured the people that the pain will not last forever. He, however, condemned a situation whereby some persons fuel the embers of division and violence because of the current situation. The federal government also, through the office of the head of civil service of the federation, has commenced moves to ensure the official government documents clarified as sensitive are not leaked to the public. The head of civil service of the federation, Dr. Folashade Yemi, in a memo uploaded on the website of the office of the head of civil service of the federation dated February 19, 2024, says the leakages of such documents have become embarrassing to the government and as such become unacceptable. There has been an increase in the leakage of sensitive government documents in the public space in recent times. Recently, a memo from the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, revealed plans to allocate the sum of 500 million naira as allowance to members of the tripartite committee on minimum wage set up by the federal government. Also, a memo brought about a huge amount of money to be allocated as subsidy from Hajj, which purportedly emanated from the office of the Minister of Finance. Wale Edun was seen in public space. The Academic Staff Union of Universities says only a few of its members receive an amputated 2-month salary from the federal government out of 7 and a half month withheld salaries. The national president of the Academic Staff Union of Nigeria, Professor Emmanuel Osodeke, who confirmed the development to Newsman, said they are still collecting data on the payment. His comment comes after Bola Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, in October 2023 approved the release of 4 of the 8 months ASU withheld workers' salaries. The salaries were withheld when the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari invoked a no-work, no-pay policy against some universities-based unions that embarked on a strike that lasted 8 months in 2022. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, has unveiled the 10th House of Representatives Parliamentary Development Program aimed at providing a solid foundation for engagement between the development partners and the citizens. The Speaker, who was represented by his deputy, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, assured that the Parliamentary Development Program will provide training for new legislative members, improve research, advance engagement with citizens, and foster human capacity development.
With our legislative agenda, which identifies the strengthening of internal capacity of the legislature as a critical factor towards achieving on our other legislative objectives. As a result, the document before us today reflects our current capabilities and the urgent requirements needed to elevate the standard of our legislative functions. The need for continuous capacity strengthening in the legislature is well known to us all. The high turnover rate at the National Assembly poses a significant challenge.
The clerk of the House of Representatives Yahaya Danzaria, who spoke earlier, disclosed that this will also address public confrontation communications and feedback mechanism.
Enhancing the capacity and effectiveness of parliamentary institutions in the country. The program focuses on strengthening the National Assembly by providing support, training, and technical assistance to parliamentarians and parliamentary staff in areas such as legislative drafting, policy analysis, budgeting, oversight, representation, etc. It is intended to harness parliamentary development programs whose objectives may include strengthening democratic governance, legislative reform and policy advocacy, strengthening parliamentary procedures and practices, enhancing oversight and accountability, and strengthening parliamentary administration.
Other development partners who also spoke said the Parliamentary Development Program is a welcome development and promised to render their full support and engagement.
That UNDP, as the global lead development agency with a mandate of governance and support to parliamentary institutions, will continue to support the legislative agenda and the government of Nigeria to fulfill their obligations to the citizens.
Is that CAS is convinced that the needs assessment that will be presented today will definitely serve as a solid and robust foundation to implement the legislative agenda, which is of course what we are all about and what we are set out. And I also want to take up what Prof just said, that this is a work in progress. This is a living document, so let's fill it with life and let's keep it alive, please. And the third and last point is that we need to be clear that we need to make monitoring of the legislative agenda and monitoring the implementation a priority for all of us. The Konrad Adenauer Stiftung is truly, from the bottom of my heart, very grateful for this opportunity that we meet face to face.
Is what I've talked about, getting involved in national development discourse. The second like it is that expanding the circle of support to include non-traditional intervention providers. Now we are talking about engaging with organized private sector. We're talking about philanthropists, we're talking about civil society, even within the national economy that can engage with the National Assembly. But more importantly, with respect to capacity, there has been a redefinition of capacity. That is not only the honorable members that need capacity, the personnel, the staff need capacity, even the citizens that want to engage with the House also need capacity.
It's time for a break. When we come back, we have more news for you. Do stay with us.
Are you ready to unleash your creativity and step into the world of multimedia magic? Introducing the all-new Viewer Multimedia Academy, where your passion for television and cinematography and filmmaking comes to life. At Viewer Multimedia Academy, we don't just teach, we empower. Our experienced instructors will guide you through every aspect of the multimedia process, from TV news production, TV presentation, camera operation, video editing, sound design and audio engineering, script development, AI multimedia, voiceovers, and even music production. You ever wondered how the pros captured those breathtaking shots? You'll unravel the secrets of the lenses with our comprehensive camera training courses. Don't worry, if you're new to computers or editing softwares, our computer basics classes will ensure you're confident in using the latest technology for your creative pursuits. Great visuals are only half the story. At Viewer Multimedia Academy, you'll dive into the world of sound design and audio engineering to create immersive experiences. Unlock your potential, master the art of storytelling, and ignite your passion for multimedia at the Viewer Multimedia Academy. Enroll today and turn your dreams into reality.
Welcome back from the break. If you're just joining us, this is News Plus on Viewer Television. The meeting between the Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners and officials of the federal government over the suspension of petroleum product loading activities ended in a deadlock. The meeting held in Abuja was attended by the Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Henikin Lekopiri, with NATO oil marketers and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. Recall that NATO had in a letter dated 15 February addressed to the General Secretary of the Nigerian Union of the Petroleum and Natural Gas and signed by its national president Uthman Yusuf, directed its members to withdraw their trucks from petroleum product loading activities with effect from Monday 19 February. The association noted that the decision to withdraw its operation was due to the high operational cost in the industry, as it has recently raised concern over the high cost of diesel required to power its trucks for the transportation of petroleum products across the country. In its letter, the association said it can no longer continue in business within the context of the current economic situation in the country. The Federal Airport Authorities of Nigeria has reopened the main runway at Lagos Murtala Mohammed International Airport after nearly a year of maintenance work. The 12,794-foot runway is now fully operational and has begun receiving international flights. The runway was closed by maintenance by the Airport Authority in March 2023. Over the past 11 months, all airlines and aircraft have had to utilize the shorter runway, typically meant for domestic flights. This was part of the FAAN's objective to improve safety at the airport. With the effects of closing the main runway in the mind, the FAAN had notified stakeholders that the maintenance work will only last about 8 weeks. However, after a 9-month delay, the runway has been open for international flights again. Recall that the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency issued a notice to Airman on February 15 notifying operators of the runway's opening. However, the runway had to be closed again for undisclosed reasons, as the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority stopped airlines from using it. As the National Youth Service Corps swears in core members for the 2024 batch B Stream 1 orientation course, Kaduna State Governor Basani has assured the provision of safety and security for serving corps members posted to the state. The governor disclosed this through his representations and also his representative, the Commissioner for Human Services and Social Development, Rabi Salihu, as the temporary orientation camp in Kaduna.
My dear compatriot, consider your posting to Kaduna State for the 1-year national service as a rare privilege to experience a different socio-cultural environment in the view of the cosmopolitan nature of the state. Kaduna State is a home of peace and is a home to you all. In view of this, I encourage you to contribute your quota to the development of the state by extension and our dear nation at large. On the part of the government, we will continue to support the scheme, prioritize the welfare of corps members at all times.
Welcoming the corps members, the state coordinator of NYC Kaduna State, Hassan Tara, further advised the corps members to engage in camp programs, especially the skill acquisition and entrepreneurial development for self-reliance as the availability of white-collar jobs becomes rare.
I urge you to participate fully in all camp activities. Let me remind you that white-collar jobs are not readily available in this country. Hence, the need for you to take part in the skill acquisition and entrepreneurship development training program. Acquire a skill to enable you become self-reliant at the end of your service year. I enjoin you to respect all camp officials and obey all camp rules and regulations, as indiscipline will not be tolerated.
A total of 2,026 prospective corps members were registered for the 2024 Batch B, Stream 1, comprising 1,191 from Kaduna State and a total of 835 from the Federal Capital Territory, who were dislodged to Kaduna for the third week orientation course. And in Kano, the Kano State Sharia Court has ordered that a Kano TikToker, Murja Kunya, be taken to a government hospital for a mental evaluation. The defendant, who lives at Tishama, Hotoro Quarters, Kano, is standing trial on a 3-count charge of inciting a public disturbance belonging to criminal gang and criminal intimidation. Delivering a ruling, the judge Nura Yusuf Ahmed ordered that the defendant be taken to public hospital to ascertain her mental health due to suspected drug influence. Yusuf Ahmed adjourned the matter until May for hearing. Recall that the prosecution counsel Aliu Abidin said Kano State Hisbah Board had arrested the defendant after receiving several complaints from members of the public. He alleged that the defendant usually terrorized Tishima Hotel Quarters Kano by bringing bad boys at midnight and also disturbed the area by inciting a disturbance and using social media to disturb members of the public. The Nigeria's Inspector General of Police, Agbetekun Kayode, reiterated his commitment to restore the lost glory of the Nigerian police force for effective and efficient service delivery. Agbetekun reveals that his major focus is to strengthen the security architecture of the force and foster a safer environment for all Nigerians wherever they are. The IG disclosed this at the Bauchi Police Command headquarters while addressing officers and men of the command during his official visit to the state. Awal Hassan from Bauchi tells us more.
During an interaction with the men and officers of the Nigerian police at the command headquarters in Bauchi, the IGP laid emphasis on the integrity of the security personnel who are key to the peaceful coexistence of the country. He, however, shows a great concern about the lost glory of the Nigerian police, which need to be restored.
We want you to wear your uniform and you'll be respected anywhere. You don't have to go to the parlor. But anywhere you go to, people will see you and they will respect you. They will see you and they will admire you. That's the kind of police we want. And we will get there once we're able to do the right thing. Once we serve the people very well, the way you are doing in Bauchi State. We will do everything possible to restore the past glory of the police. I remember in those days when we were young officers, anytime we had the opportunity of wearing the uniform, we were always very excited.
The IGP reaffirmed his commitment to ensure training and retraining of police for effective and efficient service delivery.
The new police leadership is committed to continuous training of officers and men. From now on, every police officer will be expected to undergo at least 1 week training within a year.
Earlier, the Bauchi State Commissioner of Police City, Awal Musa Muhammad, recounted the success recorded by the police in the state.
We have been able to tackle the upsurge of rape cases to the barest minimum by adopting kinetic and non-kinetic crime fighting strategies. We have involved air jingles against rape, sermons in places of worship, services of NGOs and the local chairmen's wives to effectively sensitize parents and their wards against the menace of rape and other related criminal cases. I must emphasize at this juncture, sir, that proactive measures have been stepped up to checkmate the crimes of kidnapping, armed robbery, cattle rustling, culpable homicide, rape, and perjury, popularly known as Sarah Sukaria and Bauchi, to manageable if. Vehicular patrols and visibility policing are intensified around all institutions of learning in the state as active antidotes to the most disheartening crime and horrifying activities of hoodlums who periodically abducted innocent students from across the country but never happened in Bauchi State. We thank God for that.
He also reaffirmed the commitment of the Nigerian police towards ensuring a crime-free society. Awal Hassan, VOA TV News, Bauchi.
Communities surrounding the Yankari Protected Forest in Bauchi State have found themselves navigating a delicate balance between pride in the reserve firm and the economic challenges resulting from the shift in traditional livelihoods. Our correspondent on forest and wildlife, Blessing Tunu X-Rays, has shown how communities coexist with the wildlife. Let's check it out.
The youth in these communities take pride in the fame that the Yankari Game Reserve has brought to their hometowns. However, the government's intervention aimed at preserving the natural habitat has disrupted long-standing practices such as hunting, logging, and wildlife trade, now flagged as trafficking. These were once vital sources of income for the local people.
Lokacin da aka yi magana hukunci, duk wanda aka riga aka yi doka, aka same shi akan kashe kotu. Kotu yanke masa hukuncin abinda tunda an yi doka an hana abun, an yarda da haka, me yasa ka za koma? Tun aka kama ka sai aka yi kotu, sai maka hukunci, sai aka yi ka prison. Ko ka biya taron abin da kai barna a ciki. Kamar abin da muke bukata da gwamnati ta yi shine taimaka musu da ɗaiɗaikun a ɗauki ma'aikata a gandun dajin, kuma ta taimaka kamar a idan samun ruwan sha mutane suke kewaye gandun dajin, a samu ɗan yanayin abubuwa na sana'a wanda zai taimaka ba a dinga shiga gandun dajin ba. Ya samu ko kana walda ko kana kira ko wani abu sana'ar da gwamnati za ta iya taimakawa ta taimaka musu. Kungiyoyi kowanne aka zo aka taimaka to za ka samu duk maganar gandun dajin kowa kuma zai zama shine game guard ma.
While these measures have undoubtedly protected the rich biodiversity of the reserve, they have also left local youth searching for alternative means of sustenance. Many have turned to agriculture, encouraged by government initiatives that promote sustainable farming practices. Elephants from the reserve occasionally causing damage to farms have prompted compensation programs providing a partial safety net for affected farmers. The communities are facing the dual challenge of preserving their cultural heritage while adapting to the changing economic landscape.
Misali kamar akwai maharba wanda suke amfani da wannan dama su shiga daga wasu sassan jeji na Yankari don su yi amfani da bindiga ko kori da baka don su je su harba nama ko dabbobin da suke cikin wannan daji. To wannan ina mai tabbatar muke cewa akwai matasan da ba zan iya kirga irin kokarin da suke yi ganin cewa sun dakatar da irin wa'annan mutanen ba, da kansu ma ba wai su je su sai su yi rahoton ma hukuma ba, su gwada ma wa'annan 'yan banga cewa gandun dajin Yankari namu ne na gwamnati kuma namu ne na al'umma kuma ci gaban mu ne take yi kuma ci gaban mu muke samu.
The youth also ensure the delivery of apprehended criminals to authorities and actively support their prosecution. The community's active involvement has yielded positive results, showcasing the women in Ilwanduguri village as being environmentally conscious despite the challenges posed by elephants in their farms. They engage in peer education, emphasizing the importance of positively influencing their children to promote and maintain a healthy and biodiverse reserve.
Ana noma dabbobi kamar giwaye sukan shigo haka gona su yi barna, ko a banan nan ma haka sun zo sun shiga gonaki haka sun ɓata rogo da sauransu na mutane. To har ga Allah wannan ne kawai, amma yanzu da ke an samu ci gaban Yankarin ana ɗaukan ma'aikata masu ɗan kula da su da sauransu da ake koya musu sana'o'i. Har ga Allah an samu sauki, idan suka zo haka sukan tashi su ma su iya ƙoƙarin su ganin cewa an kori waɗannan giwayen sun koma. Saboda muna ce hakan bai dace ba, gwamnati ta hana a daina yin hakan, bai dace ba, kuma su ma sun ji, har ma sukan yi faɗa mu wanda koda bako ne ya zo yana kokarin ya ketare ya shiga, wanda a da ana shiga barkatai haka har masu zuwa a irin karo a da din za a shiga har a wuce dajin, a shiga dajin Yankari, wasu ma su je suna yin abin da bai dace ba, amma har ga Allah yanzu ana faɗakar da yara da ma duk ba inda suka zo sani ba.
This highlights a remarkable level of awareness amongst the villagers, in stark contrast to practices in another state in northeast Nigeria. There, villagers enlist government personnel armed with ammunition to combat elephants gradually going extinct in the region. The Wildlife Conservation Society in Nigeria continues to incentivize community conservation efforts while engaging with stakeholders to address concerns.
There are a lot of changes. Now, more of people understood. They took the campaign to the communities and relevant stakeholders, and that really helped to say in the Yankari Game Reserve and those communities, about 32 communities that were working surrounding the Yankari Game Reserve as an organization, it has become something very exciting to us because of the response by the people. Right now, if you go, you will see that some of them willingly, they said they stopped depending on the game reserve, and also the magistrate and the judiciary and other stakeholders involved, they sensitized them instead of allowing them to get involved into the illegal activities. They sensitized them by engaging relevant community leaders. So now there's a reduction in some of the illegal activities.
Government support and that of conservation organizations has become crucial to ensuring a harmonious coexistence between the thriving wildlife and the livelihoods of its surrounding communities. Blessing to know. Viewer TV News, Bauchi.
And that's how much we can take on News Plus. My name is Pishan CD. Many thanks for watching. Do stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs.